We are solving equation and inequality applications today. So essentially, I know you guys hate the phrase word problems. These are word problems. Put your name on here. We are going to go through and we are going to talk about how to turn these into equations. And then the solving is pretty straightforward because with the solving, it's as easy to solve as 1.1 and 1.3. We're not having you write crazy equations. We're just having you write they're easy once you get them written. Yes? I did. That's because I was looking at a copy of these notes from last year to know what to write on these 4 lines, and it was from 6th hour last year. Yeah, it's currently 2nd hour.
Oh, Daisy.
Okay, so 113, equation and inequality applications. The first thing that we are going to do is identify a variable. So we are going to pick a variable, so we can pick any letter. I would not recommend picking L because it looks like a 1. I would not recommend picking O because it looks like a 0. I usually pick a letter that has to do with the problem. So if you're solving for the number of hours, I might pick H. If you're solving for time, I might pick T, but then when I write my T's, don't make them look like plus signs. If I'm solving for cats, I might pick C. Okay. Oh, hey, speaking of animals, Coach Zoe, we think you remind us of a barn owl.
A barn owl?
Yeah.
Who?
You.
Who is crazy? Who?
Okay. So, step 2, we are going to write an equation or inequality. This is the hardest part. If you need help with this, get help with this before you leave today. Well, actually, no, you'll have time to get your whole assignment done. But if you need help with these or you want us to check them before you solve them, we are more than willing to do that. Okay, so here are some hints. Words like per and each are rates. So if I say gas is $3 per gallon, then that rate is probably going to get multiplied by my variable. So words like per and each are rates, they get multiplied by the variable. And then most equations are either equal to a total or less than or greater than a total if it's an inequality. So pay attention to that. If we are trying to ask you to earn a total of $100, maybe your equation is going to need to be equal to 100. Okay? Step 3 after that, we are going to solve. And then step 4, this is important, you are going to label and check your answer. So label is us putting on a dollar sign, us putting on time, or like if it's minutes, hours, months, years, cats, dogs, barn owls, whatever it is, we need to label it because we're answering a question. Okay, at the end, you always want to make sure your answer makes sense. So, in this first question, I'm asking you how much each donut costs. If at the end of that problem, I get negative $17 per donut, that doesn't make sense, does it?
No.
If I know I spent a total of $17.90 and I get that each donut is $405, that doesn't make sense. So maybe go back and figure out where you went wrong, okay? So, our first problem that we are going to solve is Annie buys 24 donuts for her class and a coffee for $3.50 for herself. If her total is $17.90, how much did each donut cost? So the first thing that we are trying to figure out. Did you have a question, Dee?
Yeah.
What?
Are we including tax?
We are just pretending that like either tax is already included. Just don't worry about it. Okay, just use just these numbers. So let's say tax is already included. All right. We're buying our donuts at a sketchy store that does not charge tax and it's under the table. What are we trying to figure out?
How much money she spent on donuts?
So not how much total money she spent on donuts. We're trying to spend out just one donut. So D is going to be the cost of a donut. So I'm just going to say donut cost. D is the cost of one donut. Okay. How many donuts does she buy? 24. So our equation is going to be 24 times D, the cost per donut, plus what else does she spend money on? The coffee. She spends $3.50 on that, so I'm going to put 3.50. What is her total? 17.90. Alright, so that is our equation. 24 times the cost of each donut plus the $3.50 she spends equals her total of $17.90. We are going to solve this like a regular equation. So I'm going to subtract $3.50 from both sides. Minus $3.50. Minus $3.50. I get 24 donuts equals $17.90 minus $3.50 is $14.40. Because that subtracts to 40 cents, and 17 minus 3 is 14. So I've got $14.40 there. That is a very bad 4. Okay, then what's the last thing I need to do? Divide by 24. So, calculate this. 14.40. Oh, that's not right. 14.40 divided by 24 is, off the screen, 0.6. So D equals 0.6.
What donuts cost 60 cents?
None. This is the time.
I may have written this 10 years ago.
That one makes sense.
Yeah, or 9 years ago. I don't know. I should probably increase all of the prices on this assignment for inflation,
Like double.
but that would involve me doing work. So, okay, so a donut is 0.6. What does that mean in the context of money?
$60.
60 cents. So we could put a 0.60 here. Okay? So you can write this in two ways. You can write 60 with a cent sign after. So that would be 60 cents. Or you can write a dollar sign first. And then you can put the 0 there if you want. Your decimal 0.60. Both of these are correct for labeling. Okay? So 0.6 is 0.60. That's 60 cents. It's not 6 cents. 6 cents would be 0.06. Yes. Also, 6 cents sounds like a lot like 6th sense. And this has just been quite a tongue twister of a problem. Okay, so that was actually going to be our next random lesson up on the board. We've done ordinal numbers and apostrophes in years. This was going to be our next lesson of where you can put a cent sign here, you can put a dollar sign here. Do not put dollar signs after. That's not how that works. Cent signs go after, dollar signs go before. All right, any questions? Hey, let's talk about Tony then. Tony, good old Tony. Tony is saving up to buy a camera. He already saved $45 and he makes $42.50 per week. Focus. How many weeks does Tony have to work to earn at least $300 for the camera? So my first question for you is, what are we solving for?
The amount of
How many, the $300?
the week.
What question are we trying to answer?
How many weeks is 20?
How many weeks? So that's what you need to be looking for. So how many, how much, something like that. So we are solving for W equals weeks. So we're going to use a W as our variable. Okay. My next question for you. How much money does Tony need?
$300.
$300. Does he need exactly $300?
At least.
At least. So instead of writing an equation for this one, we are going to write an inequality. Because if Tony had $312, he would be able to afford his camera. If he had $17,914, he would be able to afford his camera. So we need to know when he's going to have at least $300. So we are going to put, how much does he make per week?
42.
42.50, so 42.50 per week, plus how much did he already have? 45. Let's think about the phrase at least. Is at least greater than or less than? If I tell you I need at least $300, I would be okay if I had 305. So it's going to be greater than. Am I okay if I have exactly 300?
Yeah.
Yeah, so greater than or equal to 300.
You put 40.
I did put 40. That should be a 45. Good ID. Okay, so if you were copying me down and put a 40 there, change that to 45. Or else your equation's not going to work out. Actually, it's an inequality. Thank you very much. All right, any questions about writing that inequality? Okay, on your assignment, we can help you guys figure out which one's supposed to be an equation, which ones are supposed to be inequalities. On your test, there's 2 of them. The first one says write an equation, and the word equation is underlined. The second one says write an inequality, and the word inequality is underlined. So maybe pay attention to that. Okay? All right, we're going to solve that now. We will subtract 45. Subtract 45. We have 42.50. W is greater than or equal to 300 minus 45 is 255. And then we divide by 4250. Okay, W is greater than or equal to, I don't need to flip because I did not divide by a negative. What's 255 divided by 42.5? Okay, so 255 divided by 42.5 is 6. 6 what? Weeks. So he needs to work at least 6 weeks.
That's fast.
I mean, yeah, and 4250 is like kind of a weird amount to make per week because that's way more than you would get for just allowance if you weren't working. But I feel like way less than you would get unless you're working a part-time job and you're literally only working like 1 day after school a week.
If he was working at Fort something, and he wasn't working there.
Maybe he wasn't getting scheduled, Zach.
That
Okay,
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Didn't have to park my tea like that.
Okay, any questions? And maybe he's making more, but that's just all he's saving. He has other expenses.
Yeah, those were his factors.
Maybe he has a car.
Okay, we got 2 more on the back. Hey, fountain drinks are $1.30 each, and chips are $1.75. Again, we wrote this, I think, 9 years ago. At the gas station, Nathan had $10 and then bought 2 bags of chips. How many fountain drinks can Nathan buy? Okay, this one has a couple weird things in it, so I need you to think, figure out what is, and comprehend some of these things. First of all, what are we trying to solve for?
How many times?
How many drinks? So let's use D equals drinks. I think I've been writing that in blue. D equals drinks. All right. Does he have to spend all $10?
Yeah.
No. Are you allowed to get change at a store? Yeah. So he needs to spend less than or equal to that $10. So let's go ahead and put that down. And I've got one other thing. How much has he spent on chips?
$3.50.
That's not anywhere in my problem. Where'd you get that from, D?
Oh, because like it said the chips are $1.75
Mhm.
each. And, like you bought 2 of them.
Yes. So you got to pay attention to little things like that. So the chips are $1.75 each. He already bought 2 bags of those, so that's $3.50 already going to his total. So put a little note over here to yourself. I would circle these two numbers and say that he spent $3.50 on chips. I have a neighbor kid who loves chips and he calls them chippies.
Valid.
He only likes blue chippies. It's Ruffles. His name's Theodore. He has been whispering in my ear that he wants the Series 27 Lego minifigure Wolfpack Beastmaster every single time I see him for the last 2 months. He's just been like whispering in my ear which Lego he wants from me.
Does Happen to have two other siblings
The
with
series,
Yeah, he has 3 other sides. The Series 27 Lego minifigure Wolfpack Beastmaster. He's told me this 1,000 times.
I'm pretty sure
How do you
that's
remember that?
discontinued.
It's not discontinued, but they've been bought out of. This video is going to be so chaotic. They've been bought out of all retail stores. I have scanned 499 Lego minifigures, and not a single one in there. It's 1 in 12, and not a single one because people have been buying them and selling them on Mercari. But I don't want to support the resellers. So, I've got a month and a half until his birthday.
Have you guys some time?
I got some time. I'll probably end up just buying one on eBay. Let's be honest.
But now that we know, we can hook you and find them.
I am broke. I can't help.
Okay, so did I take my ADHD meds today? I think I did. Okay. All right.
Is that possible?
So we are seeing how many drinks we can buy. So we're going to put 1.30 times the number of drinks we can buy plus the $3.50 we've already spent on chips, and that has to be less than or equal to the $10 total we have to spend. Okay. Any questions about that? Yes.
Why isn't it minus 350?
Because the $3.50 is going towards our total. If you wanted to, you could minus the $3.50, which we're about to do, from the 10 and say, okay, well, I have $6.50 left to spend. That's what we're about to do. But it's the total of things we're spending money on has to be less than the total amount of money we have to spend. Good question. Okay, let's solve this puppy. Minus 350, minus 350. 1.30 times the number of drinks I can buy has to be less than or equal to that $6.50 I have remaining. And then divide both sides by 1.30. D is less than or equal to 650 divided by 1.30 is 5. So you can buy 5 drinks exactly. You can buy 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
$10.
Yeah, not realistic anymore. Except for during the summer, don't they still have 99-cent ones sometimes?
They have
Yeah.
the Casey's, I guess.
All right. Questions on that guy? All right. I think maybe there's a typo in the next one. Because I have written to myself last year that there was maybe a typo. Let me... 14 minus 23.
Overshadowed by the way of his guilt.
I don't know why I did that, because that'll still work. Okay, whatever.
This is the only realistic thing on.
Okay. Bad news. Oh, any questions about this guy? About Nathan? All right, bad news. Shadow is an overweight cat. His starting weight was 23 pounds. He has already lost 3 pounds. Congratulations, Shadow. And is losing 1.5 pounds per month, which is quite a rapid pace for quite a small animal, but go off, Shadow. How many months will it take for Shadow to weigh 14 pounds or less? And that should be a question mark. All right, so we've got some more reading we have to do here. What is Shadow's current weight? 20 pounds. He's already lost 3 pounds. So we've got to use the fact that we knew he was 23 pounds and has already lost 3 pounds. So put a little note to yourself that his current weight, most recent weigh-in, was 20 pounds. Okay, I was trying to figure out where that came from. That's a weird ass. Okay, what are we trying to solve for?
How many months?
Months. So we are going to say m equals months. Okay, we are trying for Shadow to weigh 14 pounds or less. So we are going to do less than or equal to 14. A lot of inequalities on this. I think your assignment has a lot more equations. Okay, how much is he losing per month? 1.5. Here's the tricky thing about this one. That 1.5 needs to be negative. So our rate is negative 1.5 per month plus his starting weight is 20 pounds. And that needs, we want to know when he's going to be less than or equal to 14 pounds. Go Shadow. Okay, so from there, we are going to solve. So we will subtract 20 from both sides. Negative 1.5 m is less than or equal to 14 minus 20 is negative 6.
I just put negative 60 instead.
I'm going to divide both sides by negative 1.5. I've got m. Guess what I need to do? Flip my sign. Is greater than or equal to. Negative divided by a negative is positive. 6 divided by 1.5 is 4. So that means it's going to take greater than or equal to 4 months to be less than or equal to 14 pounds. So when we've got that negative rate, you're going to end up flipping your sign. Okay.
Shadow, you ate.
He's actually eating less because of the whole situation.
This whole
That's not
fiasco.
true. We should probably just change his diet. My dogs recently just changed from perfect digestion to perfect weight. And Horace has lost 1.5 pounds in 6 weeks. So, good job, Horace. He gained a lot of weight while I was pregnant. So
Is
did
it
I.
possible for me to pop those?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, any questions about all of these guys? I'm really curious as to how long this video is going to be.
5 long years.
Because I just rambled a lot. Sorry if you're catching up on these, but it's like you got to be here in person. I've now the button to stop the video isn't even working,
Bruh.
so it's still going.
We can edit that out later.
Hello.
Even though it's still mad at you for
It'll
leaving
be fine.
I like the dot that's telling me it's recording is still there. This tab is the tab that says do not close this tab is still there. Okay, screencastify. Screencastify.com. Let's see if I go to the website if it'll. Oh, why are you being the way you're being? Okay, it's telling me I'm not even like logged in. I can clip this out, but I could also just leave it in.
Nah, you should tell them that.
I'm just gonna leave it in.
Leave it.
Hey, we've got, I don't know how long left. I think 45 minutes. I think we get out of here at 9:20 today. Okay. I think